In this lesson, we're going to take a bit of a closer look at the commands and features within the Manage workspace. But first we need to set up our Fusion 360 Manage site so our data aligns. To align your data, you must both have a Manage extension entitlement and be an owner or an administrator of the team. So make sure you have these and you are in your correct team before continuing. There are two ways you can align the data. The first is to open up any one of your designs, then click on one of the commands that sit under the Manage toolbar. If you are an administrator, you will see the following dialog box. After you have checked the agreement and clicked Enable, the data alignment process will begin. The other is within the Manage extension settings, where, if you are an administrator, you can find the option to set up the Manage extension data at the bottom. As I used the first method, this option is unavailable here. But if it is your first time, then you should see a button similar to the above, which you can just toggle on. After a short while, our data can now be managed across that team, meaning we can now assign part numbers, create a quick release, or release with change order on a component or a drawing. Now let's take a look at the projects page in a bit more detail and explore what we can do here. The projects page is where you can find your design and drawing data related to the team you are in. If I click on one of our designs here, you can see it brings up some further information, including the item number, as defined from the Manage tab, the lifecycle state, or the component or drawing state over the course of its entire lifecycle, its revision number, the component or drawing's current state in time, and any related change, which will display if there is a related change order. In the drop-down, we can see the component or drawing's history, including version, revision, and milestone saves. We also have this option to show milestones only in the event we just need to see important updates. Jumping over to the process page, let's see what we can find there. Here you will see charts, revision history, and the ability to manage the release of new revisions, for example. What you are seeing is essentially a concentrated PDM, where we have just focused on design and engineering management and change management, providing for a more simplified experience. If we go to our design drop-down, we can see a detailed history of all releases and lifecycle states for our designs, giving you detailed information across your team. Now let's take a look at our change management workspace and see what information you can find under there. In this example, you can see we have a number of tabs that are related to this change order. The first is details of our change order, which are generated when the change order is created. This includes the change order number, change reason, and information on approvers and reviewers. The second is our affected items tab, which are parts that will be impacted by the change order. For instance, a drawing might need updating based on approval of this change order. The approval workflow tab is a visual representation of the state of a component or drawing. Attachments allows the user to attach any documents or images, for example, and is bound to this particular change order. And finally, changelog will capture any activity that is done with a change order, similar to a version history with a design. Let's take a look and see how we can access some of this managed data directly in the design workspace. I'll use this brush assembly and click on Open to bring it up directly in the workspace. If I open up the properties on this particular assembly, we can see the same information as derived from the Manage extension, including the item number, its current lifecycle state, revision, the state, and any associated change orders. Finally, if I click on the part number, this will take us back to the Manage Extension dashboard and bring up the change management workspace respective to that part. That's all for this lesson. I'll see you in the next one, where we'll actually be taking a part through the change order process.